it's the F Nerd Show, and today I'm talking about the School of Rock. The reason I wanted to do this is because I've been watching a lot of Linklater movies lately. I think I might do a deep dive on Richard Linklater, but I have a lot to say about this movie in particular. I saw School of Rock when I was a lot younger, when I was a kid. I saw it, I don't think I even saw it in theaters. I think I literally saw it on DVD from, or even on VHS maybe. From either Movie Gallery or Blockbuster, probably Movie Gallery if you guys don't know what that is. Maybe it was just local, I don't know. But anyway, I've been thinking about this movie a lot lately because I think it's... I don't even want to say it's ahead of its time. I think it's actually just timeless. Like, even though there are some aspects of it that might feel a hair dated, there are some aspects of it that are like, wow, this actually, I think, would be great for today. And it might even, like, you know how back in school, they always play, like, an inspirational teacher movie? The one that is many people's go-to is Stand and Deliver. I think School of Rock maybe should become the new Stand and Deliver. But also, there are some moral implications to School of Rock. And that's what I especially want to talk about today, is the moral implications of School of Rock. Let us begin. So it's directed by Richard Linklater. It's about a guy named Dewey. He is a bum. He's a bit of a slacker, so to speak. And he is kind of bumming on his friend's couch. He's not even bumming on his friend's couch. He's bumming on his friend's floor on... I don't even know if it's a floor mattress. It might just be a pallet. I don't know. And his friend is played by Mike White. Mike White wrote the movie. And he, in the movie, is married to Sarah Silverman. Sarah Silverman makes fun of Jack Black's character Dewey. Says, you're a bum, you need to get a real job like your friend / my boyfriend, and you need to just be a real adult. You need to actually put in time to be a real adult and, you know, do grown-up things, make grown-up decisions. Jack Black, he thinks that Sarah Silverman's character has basically beaten the fun out of Mike White's character. I don't remember their names, so that's why I keep saying their names and then their character. Because back in the day, Jack Black and Mike White used to have fun, be punk rockers, do whatever. And then ever since he met Sarah Silverman, he basically became another just cog in the machine, another just a working stiff, and he's not happy. Now I think this is one aspect of the movie that I really, really, really want to play on. Is this movie likes to talk about what does it mean to be an adult, and what does it mean to be a happy adult? And I think it really plays around with those ideas in a very interesting way. So Dewey, rocker, slacker. He goes to his band that's not really that successful, and his band basically lets him go. And now he isn't a rocker, he has no job, and he doesn't know what he's going to do. Then one day, his friend gets a phone call while he's not home, but Dewey is, and so he takes the phone. They offer him a job at the sub at prep school, and Dewey accepts it, and movie starts. And that's all within the first 9 minutes, which is very cool. So, in case you haven't seen the movie, effing Jack Black, he goes, he teaches the kids, he inspires them with music, things happen, and then whatever. So, in the movie, when he's teaching the kids, you get to see Jack Black's character basically turn from a complete slacker to an actual responsible adult, but in a fun way. So, like, when I'm looking at it, I think about all the scenes where he's having a one-on-one with any one of the kids and trying to get to the root of what their insecurities are or what their problems are, and then trying to explain to them why either they don't matter, those problems, or why they won't matter for long. And I think that's a very interesting idea. He stops and talks to Tamika, who is the larger but black girl who can sing amazingly, and she has an issue trying to sing in public, not because she can't sing, but because she feels insecure about her body. And Jack Black takes the time to actually be like, well, look at me. I'm thinking I like to eat, but people think I'm sexy and chubby, man. That whole line. Also, you take a look at one of my favorite parts is when Zach Mooneyhan, Jack Black clocks him getting kind of told to and talked down to by his father because I guess he has been slacking off in school. Granted, because of Jack Black, but we're not going to get into that. And when they go into class and he notices that Zach is just down, he's just upset, he basically stops the class and gives the class a lecture like, you guys need to stick it to the man. Who's the man? Mrs. Mullen, she's the man. I'm the man. What are you going to do? If the man's in your face and he's just poking you and won't stop poking you, what are you going to do? And he says, step off! Step off! Step off! All that jazz. I just love the fact that he saw what was wrong with the kid. And he made a lesson specifically to help the kids learn how to deal with feeling like they have no power. And that's something that I think is very interesting and important in this movie. Another thing, just the idea of a music program in general. In the United States, music programs and any programs in the arts are in deep trouble because they don't make that as much money as your sports programs do for the school. And since they don't make that much money, schools usually cut their budgets and they just don't end up getting that much or nearly even close to as much as what these sports people get. So in turn, that sort of perpetuates the idea of, okay, so as long as it makes you money, we can just let our kids get beat and just throw themselves at each other until they get brain damage and then break a leg or an arm and then just get stuck into poverty for the rest of their lives doing nothing that really actually matters. Or you can teach them the arts, make them have fun learning, and then maybe use those skills to apply themselves in something more fun and more smart in the future. But I digress. I'm going on a whole tangent. The whole thing is, even Mrs. Mullins, the man herself in the movie, she hates. That's another thing. Anybody who speaks up or has to be the gatekeeper, anybody who has to be the face of adulthood, typically does not enjoy it. Not only do they not enjoy it, they look at themselves and they wonder to themselves, what happened to me? Mrs. Mullins is like, I used to be fun. People used to like me. People used to like talking to me. But ever since I became the principal of the school, people hate me because I had to police the fun. And nobody wants to do that. I just think it's sad. It's if you want to know what the true sadness of School Rock is, it is the crippling weight of adulthood and responsibility. And not just what it means for you personally. No. In fact, what it means for you personally does not matter to anybody. You have to look like a responsible adult for them, for everyone else. And I think that is just the true tragedy of the movie. And Jack Black is the only one in the movie fighting against this idea. Even if you think about the prep school thing, the prep school angle, okay? These kids are drained. They feel like they're overworked. They feel like they have no sense of expression. If you don't feel like you have a sense of expression when you are a gosh darn child, then when are you supposed to have it? Because I don't think when you're an adult that any job that you get, especially for any corporation, is ever going to allow you to express yourself in a way that is meaningful or valid to anybody. And the only one who's going to give you that time is yourself. And if you're not learning that idea in school, you're never going to learn it and you will die. You're just going to die sad, disappointed, overworked, underpaid, and that's it. And then you just get nothing. Is that what you want? No? Anyway, this is about the moral implications of School Rock. And this is what I'm playing with, okay? So you can look at it as this. This school had a complete stranger walk in. Complete stranger. Like, not who they thought he was. Complete stranger. He basically stops what the class is learning for 6 months. Teaches them music. Then he has that class fake a terminal illness to get into a rock competition. And After he's found out, the parents basically want him to go to jail, but luckily he doesn't end up in jail right away. The kids manage to get him. They go and do the rock concert, and they play a show so effing rad that the parents themselves demand an encore. And when everything is said and done, they pay this same stranger man money to teach their kids after school because they saw what it did for them. They saw that the kids were more engaged, they were happier. They, like, even if you think about it, like the prep school, having to wear the uniforms, having to focus so hard on your stupid grades all the time. When the parents see their kids let loose on stage, that's when they know that whatever they're doing, even if they don't like how it's got done, whatever they're doing is clearly the path to not just their kids' happiness, but to their kids' success. And I think that you just need to know it. You need to know it. You don't need to suffer for no reason. You don't need to suffer for these companies that do not care about you. As soon as you die, you'll be replaced. As soon as you die, they're going to put out a help wanted poster. Well, not really. You're going to put it online. But you know what I mean? And so I like this idea of, yes, Dewey does have to learn how to basically healthily apply these ideas, but more or less, this guy that society deemed as a slacker loser was just didn't have, or didn't think he had, a place in society for people. Like, a productive place in society for people. And then when he finds out that he does, and he does by doing this, he finds out, I could be actually a great music teacher. And it's not just because he knows how to play music, it's because he actually gives a flip about the kids. And I just think that's cool. That's cool. That's what we need. That's what we want. We need the man, quote unquote, to care about the well-being of the kids. And I mean that metaphorically also. Not just the man, Miss Mullins needs to care about each individual kid, which, how could she? She's the principal. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the establishment, the whatever, trying to drill out the happiness, trying to drill out the creativity, trying to drill out the emotion, the authenticity from people just so they could become mindless robots, especially in a world now when AI might just, like, we want mindless robots, we're about to have them, you know? At the end, when Jack Black tells Zach Mooneyhan, we're going to play your song. Now, you could look at it as he needs to play his song so that the parents will see in the song, basically from their kid's point of view, what happened. Because if you think about it, the whole song also is like, no, this is what happened. And the parents finally got to hear it through a song, what happened. But also, it's the idea of just the whole song. Like, if you think about the lyrics, it's like, baby, we was making straight A's, and we was stuck in a dumb days. You know, being productive and being the most, being the best for the sake of your school or for the sake of your company doesn't equate to personal fulfillment. If you're not being personally fulfilled, you might as well not be doing anything, I think. Because if you're not fulfilled, you're kind of just killing yourself by living. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. I thought it was interesting how there's not a single scene where Jack Black goes to jail in the movie, and I don't think there should be, but I just thought, if it was today, that would have happened. He would have went to jail, and he would have served his time, and then he would have gone out. There's something very old school about School of Rock. Like, it feels like kind of like almost like an 80s or 90s-ish type of, kind of like a teen movie type situation. Like an old school, just this, the freedom fighting slacker guy helps liberate the uptight suits and ultimately wins the day. It's like that. It is like that. But the thing is, what's best about it is the compromise. Because Jack Black is not unchanged. It's not like he went in as a slacker and then just completely was like, okay, I was never wrong, and I don't need to do anything to help myself again. No. Like, he learns what the kind of adult he wants to be by helping the kids. You know, when he sees Freddy going to rock out with, hanging out with those rockers that are just drinking and smoking in the back of a van, he scolds them. And it's because now, not only does he he feels responsible for the kids, not only does he care about the kids, but now I think he sees what his behavior looks like through that lens of like, oh, now I see where I've been effing up. I see why people don't think I'm that cool, because what I'm doing isn't that cool. And I think when he's working with the kids, and especially because, you know, they're kids, they're not going to be partying and stuff. They are just pure talent that he is molding and trying to help cultivate. So I think when he figures out that the specialness of that, of just being able to work with minds untempered with when it comes to like drugs and alcohol, or even also just the way the world hasn't crushed them yet, maybe, you know, he sees it as like, okay, this is where things happen. This is how you make cool, new, good stuff. Anyway, I don't know. This is just a rant about School of Rock, because I've been thinking about it literally for weeks. I just had to say something, and I really don't know. This country, the United States is where I live. This country's going nuts. We don't know what we're doing. And I need each and every one of you to understand that we are people. We can win. We will beat the man. Let's beat the man. No matter the means and no matter how it happens, okay? Let's get out there and kick some ass!